Look at this right here. Here's the post. I don't know if I want to read the whole thing. It's kind of long. I'll read like the first sentence of each one. Or at least some of the things that I care about. Yeah, this is insane. World quest, world design, and music. That doesn't really matter what. Mythic Plus, let's see here. Unfortunately, it's... that's the kind where it stops for me. I say kind because I like the dungeons, still enjoy doing them. While I'm disappointed, what I'm disappointed in is the fact that Blizzard saw that this was something that a lot of people enjoyed in Legion and didn't take it to the next level in BFA. That is very, very true. They don't have a seasonal rotation like they do for PvPers to give out rewards based on how hard you've made push-ins in Mythic Plus while it was available. They should have also made them thematic and based off of each season's rewards on the dungeon in question. Like in Waycrest Manor, a themed season with Xmog sets based on how hard you pushed in all the dungeons in Mythic Plus. A Wicker Mount if they pushed it to the next level, and then a Gorak Toll Tabard with a glowing aura coursing through it. Okay. I like that a lot. That's a great idea. That's an amazing idea. Okay. I don't know. I feel like Mythic Plus and BFA was underwhelming and definitely missing a few features. And I'm suggesting creating sets for Mythic Plus since we have lost. And yes, Blizzard, it's a loss for everyone. Our tier sets. Also, whose idea was it to remove gear swapping in Mythic Plus? If a player comes prepared for the encounters, then let them be prepared. Let the gear they've acquired over time help them push keys. I don't understand why they did that too. Like, I didn't like the idea that they made it to where you can't swap gear in Mythic Plus. I don't think there was any value to that at all. It just made no sense to me. It was just stupid. I didn't like it personally. I didn't enjoy them. Main issue is the content is specifically designed to be a thing that you go in and farm Azerite power instead of trying to create a quality experience with it. You can change the design of each island all you want, with it being open exploration, but the main goal is right-clicking the bags and mines and clicking the mobs for Azerite. It's just not interesting. My suggestion is to add more goals other than Azerite, as well as a rotation of island layout that changes from open exploration to something like a linear path. Oh. That would actually be really interesting. I think anything that switching up the goals would make the experience a bit more, because literally farming Azerite is something that makes a lot of people upset because it's something that nobody truly enjoys. Which brings me to my next point, but I want to end it by saying this. It should have been more worthwhile thing that drops gear similar to how Warfronts do. It would give players an option to either do the Warfront, complete a Mythic Zero dungeon, or a fun and more fulfilling island expedition on to the next point. Maybe? Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. Check the WoW forums. Forum and Channel talking about Warforged and Titanforge had a blue post that extended on the cap. Let me see. Something was ignored by Wizard. Yeah, this is the GCD change. This is what a lot of people like. I feel like the majority of people that were giving feedback about the GCD change didn't really like it. Blizzard, please don't remove bonus forging. I love it when an item has a chance to Warforge or Titanforge. It keeps me playing the game because I'm always trying to improve my item level and stats. Thank you. Let's see, who is this? But you don't. I mean... Yo, like, this is... I don't understand, like... So this is an example, right? This person doesn't do any raiding at all, right? They've done LFR, and let me look at their raid history. Yeah, zeros on everything, right? Obviously, zeros on everything. Let's see. Have they done any raids at all? No, it seems like they haven't. And so they only have 1,305 achievement points, which means they're probably a new character. This person doesn't even understand what they're talking about. And this is why, like, so somebody, like, people, did you see people criticizing me for how I make fun of people's gear?
Yep.
Here's the point, right? Is that if this was a post about, like, nutrition, and this guy was, like, let's say 400 pounds, and he just ate Cheetos all day, you wouldn't take his advice very well on nutrition. You'd just be like, okay, he has no idea what he's talking about. I'm just going to ignore him, right? It's like, you have to have an understanding of the content in order to have an opinion about it that's meaningful. This person has no idea what they're talking about. They've never done a raid. They don't understand. They've never been in a raiding guild. This is the problem. Like, so of course I'm going to make fun of where they're coming from, is because it invalidates their argument, because they don't know what they're talking about. Do what?
Shout out to Yithesons for extending that. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Look what these guys are saying. They won't remove it, but they should. Nobody should have lottery chances at getting a mythic item level loot from a piece of content that requires no effort. That's bad for the game. And you aren't improving anything when that happens to you. Improving your item level and stats should be through improving yourself as a player, not winning the lottery. Bring back a currency system.
Dude, this post encapsulates everything we've been talking about for like the past week. About all this Titan forging and all this other stuff, man.
We're getting through to them. We're actually getting through to them. I think it's gonna happen, man.
Oh my god, dude. We're making changes. We're influencing things. You are influencing things, man. You're doing it.
It's not me. It's we. Like everybody is.
Well, yeah, yeah, but you're rising. You're making people rise up.
I mean, this is what I'm saying, man. Is like these people, like usually the general forums are the biggest bastion of bad players that are trying to rationalize getting free gear. And even on here, they're finally saying that they don't like it. And nothing has changed. It's just people are finally realizing that, again, they're rats in a fucking cage, and they're sick of it. And thank God, it hasn't come soon enough. This is great. New Player's Guide, join guild, be social, ask questions, read, watch Asmon. That's a good idea, Morbod, please. They should put that in the game. Thank you very much for the $2. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you. Never quite understood why people are so against the notion of having elite players in a game exist. Because they're not elite players. I mean... I mean, come on. Is it really hard to understand? I've always felt wanting better when you get better, and the climb is better than the summit. In a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, because they're bad. They don't want other people to be better than them. And they want to tear other people down. On the topic of island expeditions, why can't we have guild projects build a boat and then sail out to the expeditions and gather stuff like materials for a decent housing or items to upgrade loot in terms of Titan Forge or something? It's a great idea I had. That was the idea that I had. Like, a long time ago. Yeah, that's what I thought they should have done. Foolishly, I thought that that was what the shipyard was going to be. I thought the shipyard was actually going to be, you could get on a ship and sail out to Farallon and go around and just like blow up whale sharks or something, but it turned out to just be another mission table. But I did actually expect that. Alright, so this is a post that was made, I guess it was on the same thread. Okay, it was just a response. And it says, then give us a better source for upgrades. Want to remove Titan Forging? Fine. What goes in its place? BFA and weapons. How many sources are there? Very few that aren't gated by RNG. Would you be happy running around with a 325 blue weapon that drags you down for weeks? There are raids and gear to get other sources for gear. Yeah, there are, gated by RNG. And whenever you get kicked for bad DPS, you look at your character and what do you say? I got kicked because my weapon's 6, and there's nowhere to get an upgrade from this isn't my fault. And it isn't. It's a failure of game design. Crafted weapons, you need 40 hydro cores. Where do you get those? Mythics and raids. You need those to finish. And to finish, you need to not be kicked. To not get kicked, you need to do good DPS. And what happens? You get kicked for bad DPS while trying to get the craft materials to make a good weapon so you don't get kicked for bad DPS. LOL, noob is an LFR pinata. No, it isn't. You can run for weeks and get nothing. Kill boss with a weapon drop on the table. Here, have some Azurite. Use bonus roll. Have more Azurite. You are now locked and can't loot the boss for another week. You see where this is going? RNG gating is what's holding people back, and there has to be a better way, but they don't need it. The progress of my tune is as important to me as yours is to you. This is not your place to tell me what I do or don't need. So I've seen this person before, and they're probably one of the stupidest people that I've ever seen in my entire life. This is... this is probably one of the stupidest, most, you know, like people that are just like I would say this person has an IQ of about 85. If you look at these posts here and you look at this gear this guy has, he's absolutely fucking dog shit. And all of his posts, you can see he's clearly talking about himself getting kicked out of normal mode mythics because at 352 item level, his damage is so fucking terrible that nobody wants to play with him. And then LFR, how can he even know how many times you need to do LFR to get gear if he's only done it twice? And he's done normal mode old deer once. He's killed the bosses once. These are the kinds of people that have a voice. And this is why it's so great to go on the general forums. Because you can click on these people's profile and you can see how absolutely fucking clueless, stupid, and terrible they really are. They have no fucking idea what they're talking about. They're terrible players. All of their opinions are stupid. And they can't even play the game in the first place. These types of people are what's bringing the game down. This guy's got 30,000 posts on the forums. He's got more posts than he has achievement points. He's got twice as many posts as he has achievement points. If he spent half the time, a quarter, 10% of the time on the fucking game that he spent on the forums, he wouldn't be complaining on the forums about how much he sucks at the game.
Oh!
This guy's just fucking garbage. These is the kind of trash that's trying to tell you how to play the game. This guy's fucking dog shit. Let's look at his logs. Let's see if we can find him on Warcraft logs.
That's a lot. Okay, look, I just wanted you to read the. You don't have to like end this guy's career.
What career? Come on, dude. Let's see if he's on here. Oh no, looks like he's not. Wow, what a surprise. He has no logs. That's too bad. This is another character. Stop, please. Are you dead? Yeah, he is dead. Every single time that he does a boss fight, because he doesn't know the mechanics either, probably. Guy's fucking dog shit. Like, these are the kinds of people that have advice. You know, these people think they know what's best for the game. They're clueless, stupid idiots, and it's obvious that they have no idea how the game works at all. Like, check Raider.io? Who cares? Like, he's never done any Mythic Plus dungeons. I can basically guarantee that. They're literally pre-boss trash. Yeah, basically, man. Like, I hate people like that, man. I really do.
Oh, did you screenshot that guy that had all those posts I showed you?
No. Tell him how many he had.
Guys, I found someone on the forums that had 130,000 posts.
130,000. Was he a good player?
No.
I wonder why. Maybe he's spending all his time posting on the forums. I mean, the guy, like, I feel like.
Snowfox.
Yeah, no, that guy only has. I mean, that guy's casual. He's only got 70,000 or something. I mean, come on. Yeah. Like, I love looking at people and making fun of them for how stupid and uneducated they are for everything that they're trying to say. Because this is the kind of stuff that needs to happen. Like, these people need to be called out and embarrassed for what clowns they are. Like, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. They don't know what the game needs. They don't know anything. They're sitting there with all of their advice and all of their ideas about something that they can't even understand. They understand that less than their own class, and that's saying a lot. Like, I can sit here and talk shit for 5 more fucking hours. Like, I hate these fucking people so much, dude. This dude's got mental problems? Yeah, sure. Not as many as those guys do, though. Do it? I'm just saying, man. Like, I really just don't like people with that attitude. That's all. That's right. You won't? No, dude. I'm not going to spend 5 hours talking shit about one guy, dude. Give me a break. They're posting on their second account? No, they're not. No, they're not. Trying to find something right about the forums 130,000 times. Is that possible? No, it's people that interject their opinion into everything. That's really what it is. StarCraft is great, dude. Yeah, I know. Do that anything post. We have to post 22 posts every single day for the last 16 years. You don't want to do the math on these kinds of things, okay, guys? You really don't want to. It's just going to be depressing and sad. The thing is, like, yeah, obviously they play the game a lot. Like, that's the point. Or they don't play the game a lot. They post on the forums a lot. I feel like I post on the forums kind of regularly, and not really regularly, but occasionally, and I only have 1,000 posts. And that's after, like, playing this game for over 10 years. So think about that. Rorak hasn't done a single mythic yet? Well, yeah, so he hasn't done a single mythic at all. So this guy actually, like, he's giving, like, these people are giving out opinions about things they don't know anything about. It's like doctors, or people that are trying to give advice, like health advice, and are not even doctors. You know, they've never even been to medical school or anything, but they're trying to, like, diagnose problems and diseases. They're, like, using WebMD, and they're like, yeah, so I guess everybody has cancer now. It's just ridiculous, man. Like, these people should be, like, they should be made fun of and treated like the clowns they are, man.
Yep.
That's the way I feel. Like, the best way to deal with people like this is, like, people like this, they're very fragile and weak. And if you make fun of them, I think it's effective. I do, because of how just... You think about the person that does something like that. Anybody that does something like that is, like, a very, very weak-minded individual. Like the idea that you can't play with other people and Blizzard needs to create a way for you to win because you can't get other people to play with you. All right? You guys don't understand it? No, dude, I'm just saying, my account got banned 10 years ago for making a post about how server first kills and linking to a porn instead of my guild websites.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that, dude. Like, why are you breaking the rules? Why are you doing things break the rules? Why are you being a bad boy?
I do relate to that. Like, I've been banning on the WoW forums for fucking, like, pretty much 8 years. Yeah, pretty much that long. And, you know, not to make Yithison's job any harder, but guys, if you actually have concerns and you want to be constructive about it, go make a thread on the forums right now.
Because you know they aren't reading Twitter.
Well, yeah, they're not reading Twitter, but just go make a post anywhere you can, boys. Be constructive about it. I mean, what do you think about this, Asmon? So, you've seen, like, you know, some blue posts about, oh, the general forums have always been a mountain of salt, and it's always been like this, and yeah, you guys will get over it. This attitude of like, oh, it's always been like this, so you'll get over it. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you combat that idea?
How do I combat the idea of like people like just like writing it off as like just general discontent rather than actual like legitimate criticism?
Yes.
So basically the way that I would combat that is saying like obviously there's a degree, and the degree in which people are upset and the amount of negative feedback versus positive feedback does change, right? Maybe you're always getting mostly negative feedback, but let's say you're getting 50% negative feedback one time, then you're getting 80% negative feedback another time. Obviously something has changed based off of the content and not necessarily a predisposition to dislike what you're doing, because that would be an assumed static number. So, I mean, does that make sense, McConnell, or what?
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, like, so, like, the forums are always hyperbolic and everything like that. Yeah, obviously they do create, like, you know, they're like, oh, this WoW expansion is the worst ever. The game's going to be dead in 5 days. You know, obviously that's just like, okay, it's the dummy that's, like, just mad. Like, you get that, right? But at the same time, there's also a lot of people that just want the game to be better, and I don't think you should write those people off as just, like, complainers, right? I mean, but it is true that, like, you need to make sure that, like, you're not just taking everybody super seriously, because there are people that just like to complain for the sake of complaining, right? And they're just alarmist, and they're always mad about everything. It's generally like one way to look at it is that if you can't think about anything positive about something, you're probably not looking at it from a balanced perspective. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there you go.
Hey, whoever Zug is on the forums, that's exactly what we're telling you not to do that, man. We're saying offer constructive feedback. What don't you like about the game?
What did this dipshit do?
Hey, just refresh the general forums, you'll see.
Fuck, dude.
Just refresh.
Oh, God. Zug, man, what are you doing, Zug?
Come on, Zug. This is not
Rise
what we're
up,
talking
let your
about,
voice
man.
be heard. Listen to you. Zug, you just get home from school? Just got home from school. Skipped English class, I guess? Don't even know how to write. Half Japanese girls? Shit, I didn't mean to like it. Wait, how do I unlike it?
Whoa.
Okay, good. Never mind, I didn't. All right, there we go. I'm gonna make fun of your armor right now.
Oh,
that's what he gets.
But he supports us.
Okay.
Okay.
I actually like the transmog a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, it's really good. The tabard's stupid and the mace is dumb.
Well, the tabard's a classic. I mean, I love that tabard in any mog.
Yeah, ever. I guess, but okay, listen, this guy, he can have an opinion now. He's completed some mythic dungeons. All right, yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Okay, but don't do this.
Yeah, don't. This is stupid.
Do that. That's
like
dumb.
This is not productive at all. Like, we don't want this.
It's okay for Twitch chat. Like,
yeah,
in Twitch chat, keep it in Twitch chat. But when you make posts like that,
we don't want to make their job any harder.
Right.
Like, I mean, for all this shit that we talk, like, we don't have anything against the community managers or anything like that at Blizzard. Like, we have no ill will towards them. We don't want them to be like dealing with unpleasant people, etc. You know, like, we just want everything to go the way that we want it. That's really all. And if people can't understand that, like, I don't really know what else to say. But that's basically how I feel about it. Chris Message should come back to Blizzard. Man, like, that's really not going to make a difference. Like, I really mean that. I don't think you're so hypocritical, it's crazy. Okay, good. All right, Battle Right Master. We get to hear, right now, we're going to hear why I'm hypocritical.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Let's hear it. All right. How am I hypocritical?
Turn me back up. I fixed my mic.
Okay, good. I'll turn you back up. Can you watch chat to make sure that you know what he...
I'm trying.
Okay. All right, we'll give him a second to talk. Because you spend 9% of your time insulting Blizzard, and then you say that you have no ill will towards them.
Oh, Jesus. Another moron. Here we go. Go ahead.
Well, you're really not a very smart person, and that's okay because we're going to educate you. So Blizzard is an entity, it's not an individual. I'm talking about disliking specific individuals and having animosity towards specific individuals that work at Blizzard versus animosity towards the company as a whole and its decisions as a company, as an entity, not necessarily the decisions of individuals and individuals that are within the company. So you have no understanding of nuance or comprehension, or you don't understand anything. You're just a stupid person. I'm actually surprised that you could spell hypocritical. Like, that was good. Like, yeah, I mean, like... that was the most impressive thing that he had there. He's just a stupid person. Like, there it is. Only about people like play soda, and soda's not cry a lot about how ferals are. Stop making fun of them now. Look, ferals are not that... Alright, you know, they suck. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Look, you can't win them all.
He said, right. Call me stupid literally because I disagree with you.
No, see, it's not a disagreement. See, it's a disagreement based off of misinterpretation, which is stupid because you don't understand what I'm saying. So, yes, I am calling you stupid. That's exactly what I'm calling you. It's not because you disagree with me. It's because you misinterpreted what I said. Like, you could say, like, okay, I don't like you because you're too negative to the game. Okay, fine. I don't like you because you have bad hair. Okay, fine. But you basically took the only thing that was a misinterpretation of what I said as a reason to say that I was hypocritical, and you didn't even say that you didn't like me. You said that I was hypocritical. You can like somebody while being hypocritical. You're not even consistent in what you're saying.
Oh my god.
Like, I just... Sorry, dude. I start reading these forums, man. I'll pop off on these people. They're dumb. They're dumb as fuck. Like, the fact is, like, these people need to get... Like, they just come in and just talk shit and say dumb stuff all the time. And at a certain point, you've got to put your fucking foot down. Yeah, dude. Go watch Peon's new video. He said another thing? Oh, great. What was it this time? Battle Master, no, it isn't. You're consistently being negative and mean-spirited. Then whenever someone does on the forums, because of how you're exemplifying bad behavior, you tell them not to do it. So you think that me... So what have I said that would encourage people to make a post in all caps lock saying gamers rise up? When have I ever said for people to do that? Never. And I've implied the opposite. I've implied give them constructive feedback. Is that constructive? No, it's not. Under that logic, I did not tell them to do that because I told them to give constructive feedback. So that's a logical break there. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, am I missing something here? McConnell, am I missing something? I'm confused.
No, he said another thing.
Okay, what was it?
Just to let you know about what kind of audience you generated, I've had 3 people whisper me KYS or things like that.
Yeah, and
Jesus
I've got stupid
Christ.
people like you watching my stream too, so I guess I've got the problems on both sides. What do you mean? Oh, that's right. So out of like, what, 25,000 people, 3 people sent you a bad message, and now everybody else is terrible. Dude, you should go work for the government. That's exactly what they do. Go work for CNN. Spread that fake news somewhere else.
Oh.
Everybody knows what the fuck's going on. No, the 3 people do not represent my community. Let's see if he has something else stupid to say.
Oh, shit, dude. This guy's done.
We can do this all day, dude.
He's done.
Do this all fucking day. The people are so... I don't even... Like, what do I even do, man? Did he... Oh, he left?
Did he leave?
Good.
Can we add him?
Well, no, it's good. Good, he left. Now he can go do something that's not going to make him mad. Like, why would you watch a stream and just get mad about it? I'm glad that he's gone. I want the best for him. Right? I want him to go and do something and enjoy something that he likes. Right? Rather than sitting there watching a stream that just makes him mad. I mean, what's good about that? Nothing's good about that at all. Just trying to help the guy out. Blowing someone who can't talk back. He can't talk.
Read every...
What do you mean? We read every
message.
Yeah, we read every post that he made. Like, I mean, he can't talk back. Like, we literally, like, I could have just banned him. I let him say what he was going to say. I refuted what he said. And then he chose to leave. I mean, come on. Like, what else do you want me to say? Let me make sure to read the rest of these, okay? There's no point in arguing with a guy who plays computer games 16 hours a day, doesn't go outside except for Taco Bell with his dad. Okay, so... I mean, what do you want me to say to that? Like, okay, so he's not going to argue with me because he's wrong. And he's like, now he's like, oh, well, you know too much about the game because you play it a lot, so there's no point arguing. You're right, there's no point arguing because you're just going to look like a fucking fool. The same as you already did. So, look, dude, I mean, if you're going to get mad, that's fine. Look, I'll tell you something, man. Spend some time thinking. Just take some time and just think. Practice thinking. You need it, and maybe that'll help you out next time. And you'll be able to let people understand where you're coming from a little bit more. Okay, he resorted to an insult. Well, of course he did. Because he's a stupid person. And they don't know how to have an intelligent conversation. It would be impossible for him to actually use logic. It's like speaking another language to people like that. That they have no idea how to use logic at all. They're just stupid.